Hi, it's Karen from Celtic Healing Corner. Welcome back, it's really good to see you again. This is the second video log in our Crystal for Beginners series, and today we're going to be talking about how crystals actually work. So if you haven't seen the first video log, I suggest you have a quick look through that, which tells you a bit about what crystals are and how they form. And we did touch on a few things there that we're going to be covering in a lot more depth in this particular video log. So we're going to look at how do they actually work. So basically, from the last video log, you learnt about the platonic solids. You learnt that crystals come as gifts from Mother Earth, and that everything vibrates and resonates at different frequencies and different speeds. So now we're going to talk a bit more today in depth about how crystals vibrate and how they work with our vibration. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that we do when we're actually doing a healing. Now you're going to be doing a healing on yourself at some point during this series, so it will still be relevant even though you're not coming to Celtic Healing for a healing itself. So basically what I've got here is a bowl of tumblestones, pretty much tumblestones. There are some raw pieces in here like this black tourmaline and some selenite, but pretty much they're tumblestones that you would find in any crystal shop. Relatively inexpensive, relatively easy to find. So what you would do is when you were trying to find something that matched your vibration or something that you felt you needed in your life, you would come and you would look in a shop. In this case we're just going to look in the bowl and have a look around and see what crystals attract you. Now you may not know what they're called, what they do, what properties they're supposed to have, what healing they're supposed to be used for. To be honest, you can get really bogged down in the internet, reading one thing and then reading another, and they contradict each other, and as a beginner it can be pretty overwhelming. So I would encourage you to not worry about that. I'm not saying don't Google it, don't have a look. All I'm saying is treat it with a grain of salt, because as you'll discover as we work through, crystals vibrate very much so at the frequency that you require. So what works for one person may not work for another. And even though you may be drawn to a certain crystal, someone might say, oh no, you don't need that. You need something else. I would encourage you to go with your intuition, because what happens is your energy field, the human energy field, which feeds your chakras and your auras around you, is attracting the right crystals into your life, and the way they're vibrating is what's attracting you to them. So we talked a little bit in the last video about the law of attraction, and really that's the essence of it, that you will be attracted to what you need, and it will be sending out messages, calling to you, whatever you want to call it, sending out energy that draws you in. Now it might be as simple as thinking, I really like the colour. You won't know necessarily that this is cornelian and it's for the sacral chakra, and it doesn't matter. If this is the stone that you're attracted to, pick it up, have a feel, and you'll know whether or not this wants to come home with you. Now it doesn't have to be a big piece like this. Just trying to see if I've got some chameleon. Yes, I have. Can you see it looks very different in a tumble? Same properties, same healing. So you go with whatever you're actually looking to be attracted to. And that's what I do with my clients. I already pick some crystals for them that I'm guided to, but I also ask them to choose from this very bowl. And I ask them to choose 10 crystals. And then I work with the 10 crystals as well as the ones I've chosen on their healing, because I trust that their body knows better than I do what it is they require. So, I do professional healings, and if I'm willing to do that, I would encourage you to trust your intuition too, and make sure that you pick the crystals that you're attracted to. But the reason you're attracted is because of that vibrational field that we talked about. The universal law of resonance tells us, and we talked a little bit about this in the last video, that a lower energy will raise up to meet a higher energy. It will try to make sure that it reaches it in balance. So by raising your vibration, it helps us to get rid of things that are stuck in our field, our energy field, our aura. It also helps us to feel calmer, more peaceful, and it can heal. It can actually heal diseases. Disease is dis-ease in the body. So it starts in the energy field, and basically the physical body is the last port of call as it works through those layers of the aura. So if you're feeling pains or aches or some kind of symptoms in your physical body, it started out here in your aura. And that's where this energy works. It works specifically within the auric fields to try and heal the cause, not just the symptom of the problem. We talked a little bit about the human energy field, and when I use the word human energy field, it's really the same thing as your aura. So they're kind of interchangeable terms. We've talked about that your vibration will attract the vibrations of these crystals, and these crystals' vibrations will attract you because your vibrational frequency is a match, or it's something that you need to bring you up to where you need to be for healing. Sometimes when you're trying to work out what crystals are really needed and how they work, is if you know a little bit about the chakras, I'll just basically talk about the ones that are on the physical body. There are lots of chakras above and below, but we're going to talk about the ones on the physical body, of which there's 7, and they're the most common. They're the ones that most people know. So starting down at your pelvic bone area, actually on the perineum, is your base or root chakra. It vibrates with an energy and a frequency that actually reflects the colour red. So we associate red with that chakra. If you're wanting to deal with something that's going on in your base chakra, which is about your grounding, it's about how you relate to the world, your feelings of security on the planet, your survival instinct really, then you would probably go for something red. So it might be something like this red jasper. It might be a ruby. Some kind of red crystal would attract you because it's matching that colour of the chakra, and if that chakra needs attention, it will help balance that colour. So sometimes we can go by the colour of the chakra and the colour of the stones. So I'll quickly just run through. The next chakra up is between your pubic bone and your belly button, and that's your sacral chakra, and that resonates with the colour orange. So it vibrates at that frequency that reflects orange. So the carnelian that we talked about earlier would be perfect for that. Again, you're looking for an orange kind of colour stone that would fit on there. The sacral chakra is about reproduction, it's about your emotions, your relationships. So it's kind of the sexy chakra, I guess. The next one up is above your belly button but below your rib cage, and that's your solar plexus. And it resonates with the colour yellow. So you would look for something like this yellow calcite or amber, which is yellow, or you would look for citrine, anything that had a yellow colour that would help resonate with that chakra if that was the chakra that needed balancing or cleansing. It's your willpower, it's your energy centre. How much energy you've got in action, making things happen. The next one up is your heart chakra, and we know the heart's to the left of the rib cage. The heart chakra is right in between, basically between the nipples. The heart is all about love, unconditional love, self-love, love for other people, and the colour it resonates with is green. Now some people will tell you no, it's pink, and the reason they tell you that is because rose quartz is a beautiful healing crystal for the heart chakra, and of course it's pink. So we've got a big one over here and a little one there. So some people say, oh, it's pink, but it actually vibrates at a frequency that's green. Any of the green crystals that you wanted, so maybe some green aventurine, some malachite, It could be emerald, anything that's green you would put on there. And as I said, there are other stones that don't necessarily match the colour but match the vibration. But we're talking about using colour to work with your chakras. The next one up is your throat chakra. The throat is about speaking your truth. It's about communication and honest communication and being true to yourself. And it resonates with the colour blue, a light coloured blue. So anything like blue lace agate would be nice, aquamarine, anything with a nice blue for the throat. The next chakra is your third eye. It's in between your eyebrows and just up a little bit. And this one's sometimes called the brow chakra for obvious reasons, because it's basically in between your eyebrows. And it resonates with the colour indigo, which is like a bluey purpley colour. Now some people get a bit confused and they say, oh, you know, it's purple. And they say the crown chakra, which is at the top of your head, your crown, is purple or white. So it gets a little bit confusing. In my view, the chakra above your crown chakra, which we're not really going to worry about today, is white. It is your soul star chakra. So if you were looking at an auric picture, you might see a lot of white, but you're actually seeing the soul star. You're not seeing the crown. The crown is violet. It is a purple colour, which means that when people say, oh, well, this must be purple. No, no, no. This is not purple. This is a bluey purple. This is indigo. So you're looking for something there, like you could use an amethyst, or you could use lapis, because it's kind of the bluey purple together. And obviously for the crown, you can use amethyst because it is purple, it is violet, or you could use some clear quartz. Let's see what I've got here. Because as we said, the soul star is just above, and clear quartz is the master healer. It resonates with everything. So technically you could put clear quartz everywhere if you really wanted to. But as I said, today we're trying to look at, well, if I needed to balance a chakra, how could I do it by choosing those colour stones? So know the colours of your chakras, then you can pick your stones. This is for people who are beginning, who don't know a lot about the properties of the stones. Just go with the colour. So we've got a little chakra kit here. These are stones that I give away, a 9-piece chakra kit with the courses that I run for beginners in Celtic Healing, because I run hands-on courses. So this is the kit that you would get free if you did the course. And you can see in it, I've got some of those stones that we've already talked about. Now, because it's 9, I'm going to be doing the base chakra, but below the base chakra as well. I'm going to do the earth star. So there's the earth star, which is about 6 inches below the feet, and the soul star, which is about 6 inches above the head. So that would be, this is hematite, and the soul star would be brown or black. So that's why you'll also find a lot of people will use this, just like they use the clear quartz and the white for the crown. They use the soul star to ground for the base. So you might find any dark stones, as we talked about red, but any dark stones are also used there. So browns or blacks. So we've got hematite here, so that's the soul star. I've got a piece here of red jasper. So red is the base chakra. Orange, I've got some carnelian for my sacral chakra. Then yellow, I've got some citrine for my solar plexus. I've got green adventurine for my heart. I've got blue lace agate for my throat. I've got, this is sodalite, that blue colour, not like lapis. Lapis has got a little bit of gold through it. This is sodalite, so sodalite for third eye. I've got the purple, obviously, for the crown, so I've got the amethyst. And and then I've got the clear quartz for the soul star. So that would be the kit that I would give to my beginners in their classes. But if you're just starting off with just your 7 chakras, then you don't need those 2 there. You would just start with something like that. Can you see I've just picked all of the colours, just like I explained to you? And that's because these colour stones vibrate at the same colour as the chakra. So we're starting simple, just starting with the colour. Now, as I said, a lot of these crystals have different properties for different things. So it's not just, well, this is a stone that I can only use on a chakra that's blue. It has all sorts of other, this is lapis, it has all sorts of other properties. So depending on what the problem is, or depending on what's needed, you will be drawn, as I said before, to the crystals that you need. And then I would intuitively place them on your body. You can place them on the chakras, but if you're not sure, just go with what feels right. Because there's a reason you've been attracted to that crystal. And that crystal will work with you. Particularly as you move through these videos and I explain how to connect with your crystals, how to cleanse them, how to charge them and how to program them. But at this early stage, we're just looking at, well, how do they work? They work vibrationally to either match your vibration, balance your vibration, clear your aura, or to raise your vibration. They've all got different medicine. It basically means different energies and different healing properties. But a lot of practitioners will talk about crystal medicine, and that's all they're talking about really. Some people then work differently than using the crystals on the body or carrying them around in the pocket or the environment. They actually make crystal essences and crystal sprays that you can spray around your aura, that you can spray around the room. But that's a whole other topic. But I just wanted to throw it in there so that you know it's not just the hard crystal itself that can get used, it can be made into other things. So they all work on an energetic level, and as I said, if there are things blocking, so if you've had some past traumas or some things in your life, some challenges that have come along, the pain and the stress of that can get caught up in our aura if we haven't dealt with things, sometimes years and years and years before. Crystals can help bring those up. So sometimes, although crystals are there to balance us and make us feel good, sometimes it can be a little bit uncomfortable because they can make us face some things that we're maybe not ready to face, or we feel we're not ready to face, but really we are, because they know within our vibrational field that this is what's needed to help clear things and to help us move forward. And some of the darker crystals are the ones that work really well with that. They're called shadow crystals as a group. And I'm not going to go into detail with them because that's a much more advanced course. But just know that not all crystals come in all the same colour. For instance, this amethyst, did you know that this one is also amethyst? This is a black amethyst. This is a shadow crystal. So sometimes you can purposely set out to work with shadow, the other side of things that you haven't dealt with, the bits of us that we're maybe not that comfortable with, but we still need to address. But most of the crystals are very relaxing, very soothing, and will actually work to balance everything for you, and you're going to feel so much better after you've used your crystals. They can also have a very protective effect. So things like black tourmaline, I don't know if you can see it behind my amethyst there. Black tourmaline is very, very protective, a really important stone. There are lots of other stones that are also very protection stones. So sometimes it's about healing, sometimes it's about raising your vibration, sometimes it's about just relaxing you, sometimes it's about working with the shadow and dealing with stuff that you haven't dealt with that you need to get rid of, and other times it's just about protection in general. I often talk to people about having a bit of Teflon, because everyday life can be challenging and lots of things can happen in life that do make us feel a bit uncomfortable. So that's what I mean by protection around those sorts of things. So nothing too sinister, just basically to help you get through life in an easier way and not take a lot of the stuff on board that people try to throw at us. So as a beginner, really, all you need to know about how they work is that they work with energy. They work by vibrating at different frequencies. They can vibrate differently for different people depending on the needs, and trust that your own vibration and the vibration of the crystal that you're attracted to and feel that you need in your life, even if it's just because you think it's pretty, but you're attracted to that crystal for a reason, and it's because of the vibrational interplay and the mingling of those vibrations that's going to work for your benefit. So I hope that's helped a bit. Stay tuned for our next video. The next one will be about how to use crystals. So we've learnt in video 1 what they are. We've now learnt today in video 2 about how they work. Now we're going to talk about in the next video how you would actually use them. What would you do with them? Thanks for joining me. See you next time.